What's going on, guys? Obviously not playing tonight, but hey, said, well, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I was going to do a stream tonight, tomorrow. I don't know. I don't even know what my schedule is anymore because I just do everything when I feel like doing it. But, I want something to change. Let's just get straight to the point of everything. We need something to change. Something's got to happen. Jeffrey Lurie's got to do something. I'm glad that his mouth is opening up, and the more days that go by, the more I hear about Jeffrey Lurie, the more I hear about the rumors, the more I hear about every single person, especially some of these players that, maybe some of this roster is starting to crack a little bit. Look, this is a resilient team. I have a lot of faith in the players, but they can only control so much. They're there to play. Okay, but if their design plays or whatever Doug's doing with this playbook, if he just can't design plays to the point of where he could use these players to their strengths, then I have no use for Doug Peterson, period. Okay? None whatsoever. I'm not feeling it. Jeffrey Lurie's not even showed up to practice. Jeffrey Lurie's not even showed up to half a practice. He's not even showed up for the full practice. He's leaving early. He's saying, you know what, I'm going to go back in my office. That's it. That's all he's going to do. He didn't even go to the Browns game, which I don't even know about. I mean, that's huge. If he doesn't go to the Browns game, you know something's wrong. You know something's going to happen. You know something is lurking around the corner, and you know that some bad things are going to happen in Philadelphia. Bad things are going to happen in Philadelphia once this really goes off. I mean, I'm so happy about it. It stinks because internally I feel horrible about it because I can't believe our team is at this point right now. After winning a Super Bowl in 2017, and this is how it finally caught up to us. I mean, finally caught up to us. With what's going on right now, honestly, I think this team is behind at least another 3 years. Another 3 years, probably, before we're even contenders to do something. I mean, that's only if Howie Roseman's out of the building, because if Howie Roseman is still in the building, then I don't know what to really say about it whatsoever. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the future holds. I really don't know. Jeffrey Lurie is better off firing Doug Peterson early this season. Once we're behind and we're out of the playoffs and it's done, because we're in second place. The Washington football team won against the Cowboys. We're in second place this Sunday if the Giants beat the Bengals. Yeah, they probably should. Joe Burrow's gone, out for the year with an injury. I think it's done, guys. Honestly, we'll be in third place by the end of the weekend. After that clock hits 0 on Monday night, the Eagles will be in third place. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get, it's going to get really bad. It's going to get bad. So, I'm going to go through some of these right now from you guys, obviously, because all you guys are here. And we're going to talk about some stuff. So, let's get straight to it. CFG Till Freedom says, who do you think would be Philly's coach next season? Who would you like to see coach them? The one problem I have right now is Doug Peterson going to be out? Is Doug Peterson actually going to be the head coach? I don't know. Are they going to keep him as a head coach? If it was up to me, because of how stupid his press conferences are, Doug Peterson's press conferences, like how weird did they get week after week after week after week? Like, he made himself look very stupid. It just got worse every single week. It's just ridiculous, so. Sam Fleming, what's going on, man? I think the OC will be Jim Caldwell. Well, you know what? You know what happened with Jim Caldwell this past offseason? You know what happened? What happened was he gave a call to the Eagles and said, hey, I want the OC job. And they pretty much said, oh, well, you could be an offensive assistant because Doug Pearson's called the plays. And click. He hung that phone up so damn quick. You already know it. You already know it. Atlanta Warren, yo. $82. What's going on, D6? I hope Doug gets fired. Same here. Same with everybody. Howie and Doug are a tandem. They have to get fired as a pair. That's definite. If you guys didn't know, Matt Patricia got fired from the Lions and the GM. I forgot the GM's name. Both of them got fired today, which is pretty happy about that. Joe, what's good, bro? Everyone hit that like button. Sub, appreciate, guys. 75 people in here. You guys haven't hit the like button. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, it means you support the show. And yes, you know how YouTube is with hit that like button, and it really does help a lot. So appreciate everybody being here today. And appreciate you being here. We can just vent with each other and talk about. I might open this up for everybody. I might open up the StreamYard up and maybe have some people come in here, talk about the Eagles, and just kind of get their mind off. So appreciate everybody being here. We got Tony Martinez. What's going on, man? With the super chat, very much appreciated, bro. He says trade Carson. He needs some new scenery. It's obvious him, Doug, don't see eye to eye. Here's my thing about Carson Wentz right now. The thing is, we know he's not playing well, okay? Everything is wrong with the guy, whether it's the concussion from Jadeveon Clowney, which is something from the past. I have no idea. But what I think about Carson Wentz right now, if the Eagles want to change a little bit more around him, you get a new OC that could use him better. Carson Wentz has a whole offseason. You give him 2021, and if Carson Wentz plays like this next year, then we might have something. Then, obviously, we'll see what happens. I think they have to give him at least another year. I mean, as of right now, they might as well. I don't even know what to do with him right now because you might as well. The season's not going to – we're not making the playoffs. It's not going to happen. No wild card, no playoffs, no nothing. Not going to happen. So I officially say put Hurts in for – just get him in the game. See what he's got. I mean, at this point, even if he can't play, whatever it is, it is. Carson needs to get reprimanded, okay? When I'm at a job, okay, when I work at my job and I do something wrong and they yell at me for doing something wrong, I obviously know I have to do better, okay? I have to do better. Because if they don't reprimand me at my job, then I'm going to keep making the same mistake every single time. And it's okay to make mistakes, but this guy's making millions of dollars. This guy is on franchise money right now. This guy is, yeah. It's a problem. It's a total problem. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say about it, really. At this point, we're in second place. We could be in third place at the end of the weekend. It's to see what happens, but I'm not in for, I think he needs a quarterback coach, definitely. I mean, that's definite. So, another super chat from Tony Martinez. Appreciate it, man. Carson still put him back with the right coaches. Yeah, I don't know. I think the quarterback coach definitely is a huge thing with this. Like, Press Taylor's got to go. When he had John DeFilippo, man, that guy was. Then I was hearing rumors about that John DeFilippo was too hard on Wentz. I mean, it's a business. You're making, especially now, like you're making millions of dollars now. Like, I don't care what coach I have that's yelling in my face. You know what I mean? We went from a coach, Chip Kelly, that literally had no affection, treated us like a military academy that put the scheme over the players, and then we have a friendly coach that has been helped out by other coaches to win a Super Bowl. That has, honestly, we know what the case is and what Doug Peterson really is now. Okay? Quarterback coach is huge. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran, doesn't matter if anything. You always got to have the right quarterback coach in the room. And Press Taylor is a friend of Doug Peterson. I already know that. At all. So, obviously, We have a super chat from Louis Rueda. Appreciate it, man. Very much appreciated for the support of the show. Thank you for that super chat, man. Much appreciated. Let's go back up top. Try to find my spot because StreamYard is a mess. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So we got $82 says, and Howie has showed that Joe Douglas is the real power of the upper Eagle End and led us to a Super Bowl. Yeah, no, I think Joe Douglas, I don't know if Joe Douglas really had the final say, but I know he picked the players and maybe they both, maybe Joe Douglas maybe pushed Howie Roseman a little bit. But some of these drafts, I can't even, we're about to see another pick we could have had this draft this come Monday night, DK Metcalf. I mean, that's how embarrassing this is. I get laughed at by other fan bases. I get laughed at in person by a few other people. They're like, man, your team is horrible. You guys could have drafted so many good players, and I already say how many guys we missed already, and it's just ridiculous at this point. Monterius Clay says, either one, big play slay, what's going on, man? $82. How could go bag groceries and pick and save for all I care? Monterius Clay says, but head coach at best shot. Leon Warren says, sub, appreciate it. Sam Fleming, this team could be sandbagging knowing how bad the rest of the division is. Theodore Nicholas says, this is how we blew it. Definitely, bro. Big play slate. Lurie needs to fire Howie. Jim Schwartz needs to get a coordinator for Wentz. I think that's definite. I don't think Carson Wentz is going anywhere. I think he'll be our starting quarterback next year. Just being honest, just being serious about it. As much as we don't want him, even touching the football right now. This guy has to get reprimanded. This guy has to get. He's got to get yelled at or something because I've just seen Doug do one of these when he goes to the sideline. When Hurts gets in the game, he's just hungry. I mean, he's just hungry. After Carson Wentz got paid, it just seems like he went hunting, he got married, he had a baby, and he just didn't give a shit. He ate some cheeseburgers in the offseason and called it a day pretty much. So yeah, it's been a total mess. You could say it's been a roller coaster ride with this team, obviously. With so many games this team has just been a mess since the start of the season. Obviously, they don't know what players to put in games. They don't know what players to, the whole Andre Dillard, then Jordan Mailata comes in. So many different things have happened, and they don't know who to put in the game. Jordan Mailata plays well at left tackle. Then all of a sudden, we come off the bye. Jason Peters is nice and healthy. They benched Jordan Mailata. Why are you doing that? Doug has mentioned how, the praise he has. And then what? How many weeks in? Now you want to switch? Now you want to put Jason Peters to right guard after all this time? This is what you want to do? I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, just totally ridiculous. I don't even know how. I don't know how that they could do this. I really don't. I don't know how. I don't know how they do it. Deshaun Jackson was a waste of money. Javon Hargrave is a totally waste of money. What is he doing? 2 sacks for the year, and you're lined up next to Fletcher Cox, and you can't even take a one-on-one? I don't even know at this point what they're doing. I really don't. It's just it's really sad, guys. It's actually really sad. Like I honestly didn't think this team would actually get to this point, but as the years went on, no changes. Keeping the same players, not getting younger. Zach Ertz isn't playing this Monday night. I want Zach Ertz to touch the football again. I want to keep Zach Ertz healthy the rest of the year so we could trade him after the season. A lot of guys are going, and I'll be fine with it because you know what? By the way this is going right now, we're going to have an early draft pick, and on top of everything else, we're going to have more draft picks from these trades we're going to do with some of these players. I don't know what to do. You got too many guys on the defensive line. They need to start distributing that money to other positions. Other positions need to get paid. You can't just put all this money into the defensive line. How many? 3-4 guys making over $10 million a year. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Javon Hargrave is the 6th highest paid defensive tackle in the league, and he's got 2 sacks for the year. I mean, it's a joke. It's a total joke. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, what else do we do? What else do we do at this point? I really don't know. Doug Peterson is not helping us with anything. Doug Peterson is it's the same thing every week. It's all talk, no action. It's just the same thing. If it's a losing season, if it's done, because after we lose to the Seahawks, I mean, it's already done. I think the season's already done. But I think this is like their last shot to if they actually could show they could do something against a good team, then maybe there's hope. But how much hope do you really have? You still got Arizona. You still got the Packers, the Saints. I mean, you still got some good teams to face, and you still got the rest of the NFC East to face. You got the Cowboys. I think you have the Washington football team another time. I mean, it's ridiculous. You're not going to beat no one in the NFC East. You guys can't even beat you guys couldn't beat the Cowboys on trade deadline week. You couldn't even beat the Cowboys with a third-string quarterback in Ben DiNucci. They got rid of 2 defensive linemen. And the only thing you really had to worry about was Zeke. And all you had to do was just pressure Ben DiNucci the whole entire game. Really. That's all you had to do. It just seems like they couldn't do it. And that win didn't feel like a win. We won, but it was just like, it didn't feel like a rivalry game. It didn't feel like we actually won. Felt like, and Doug was so happy the next day on Monday on 94 WIP. Doug was like, it's a great day in Philadelphia. I'm just like, what? What? How is that? How is that possible? They're so lucky that these fans aren't even at these games. They're so lucky that these fans aren't even at these games. How lucky are they that we're not there throwing beer cans at them, that they're not getting cut on the way into the tunnel right now? And then I love it on the news when they always mention these other receivers that were drafted this year. They were drafted Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and all these other guys. Jalen Reagor would work out on another team right now. There's a lot of players on this team that would play well on another team. That's our problem, guys. We're letting go of players that get contracts to other teams. You know, we let go of Stefan Wisniewski. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs as a starting guard, won a Super Bowl. We let go of L.J. Fort. Not even 2 games in when the Ravens picked him up, they gave him a 4-year extension. I mean, it's a joke. It's a total joke. Total joke. Don't get it. This drafting Jalen Hurts in the second round is still. I'm still scratching my head over it. I'm still scratching my head over it. I honestly don't know. I don't know what's to come. I don't. And then when a new head coach comes in, God forbid a new head coach that calls the plays, depending on what they get, if Doug is not here, then they're going to say, okay, what do we do with this quarterback? What do we do with Jalen Hurts? Is a new coach going to come in and say, hey, Carson Wentz isn't really my type of quarterback that I want in my offense? What if that happens? You saw what Ron Rivera did when he came in. He's like, Dwayne Haskins isn't my guy. He tried. And then obviously put in, his backup that he had in Carolina. So, guys, I don't know. I don't know what to say to it. I really don't. I'm so happy we're not even playing Sunday. I'm so happy we're not playing Sunday. I'm glad. I don't have to worry about it. You know what? You know when it's bad when I haven't really been watching too many other games because I can't stand watching other teams that have you'll watch other bad teams that actually have a normal offense. They can actually get yards. They can actually create plays. They can design plays for mid-tier throws. Where the hell is our mid-tier throws? The only throws we're getting mid-tier are to Richard Rodgers and Dallas Goedert. Other than that, I don't see any mid-tier throws. We're not running the ball over 20 times. Miles Sanders is averaging, 6 yards a carry? I mean, it's a joke right now. So Doug has the excuse of health, which we've relatively been pretty healthy recently. And still can't get it done. So Doug puts the health as a excuse, and we're healthy and still can't win games. We're at first in the FC East, which we're not now, so that's a whole other ball game right there. So is there really a point to keep Carson in a game right now? Probably not. If the season's over, there's 2 different reasons. If you're winning, you have a winning season, of course, if Carson Wentz was playing well, you wouldn't be taking him out, but he can't do anything on the field. He can't. His progression, his reads, He's always second-guessing himself. He hesitates from the pocket. He can't throw the ball. And when Doug said, hey, we're going to dial up some rollouts. We're going to dial up some rollouts for Carson Wentz, right? We're going to dial up rollouts. And guess what? He had one rollout in the fourth quarter. One. And if it's a rollout, he passes it for 3 yards. You think when he rolls out, he's going to make some big play, and guess what? He throws like 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's how sad it is. It's sad. It's just sad. This is what I said. This is what I said the first game of the season. Everyone was jumping on me. I said something's wrong with Carson Wentz. Something's wrong with Doug Peterson. Something's wrong. Something's literally wrong. Like, in my head, I was like, I'm watching closely. I'm like, something is really wrong with this team. And guess what? He played like that. There was a couple games where he actually didn't play bad. Like the Ravens game, I thought he played pretty good. The Steelers, he did all right. Yeah, he did all right. But as of right now, this is just embarrassing. And he's running out of excuses. I mean, there is nothing else you could do. There's nothing else with this team. I mean, there's nothing else. So I don't know. I really don't know. I've run out of. This is why I can't talk bad about another team in the NFC East. Like, you have all these. You had some of these Eagles fans, some of these Eagles vid makers. I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but you had some of these Eagles vid makers. They were like, the Dallas Cowboys lost against the Washington football team, and it's like, why even waste your time with that? Why? Like, I don't really watch what other people do, but I see videos clowning the Cowboys because they lost. Like, have you looked at your own team and you're laughing at the Cowboys? Like, why? Why? What's the point in that? What are you getting out of that? Like, have you looked in the mirror of your own football team? Have you seen how the Eagles have played? I mean, really. Because at this point, if Cowboys had Dak Prescott, they would have killed us. They would have killed us. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Our team would have got killed. Totally killed. But that's okay, though. It's not okay. So we got a super chat here from Black Eye for Wii Sports. Says Sanders is always in rotation jail after a quarter. And Doug strays away from the run all the time. Once the run gets going, obviously that fumble, we went down 8 or 9 plays, and, Miles Sanders fumbles the ball. It's raining out. It is what it is. He fumbles the ball. That was a mistake on him, which, he can't do that. It's already enough. He's not healthy. He's been getting injured a couple times already. He's already not as healthy as it is. I don't know. It's just becoming a. He's doing the same thing every game. It's everything. Why did we sign Jordan Howard? Why? Why did we do it? I don't know why we signed him. We signed him to the practice squad. I figured because of COVID rules, he can't play the game. He got signed on a Thursday, Friday because of COVID rules. Okay, I figured he'd be on the active roster. Elijah Holyfield got brought up to the active roster. That guy's probably excited, like, hey, I'm finally going to get time to play. A bruiser back that actually played very well. That did actually had one of the players that had probably the strongest camps that he had. And guess what? He didn't get a snap. Not a snap. Not nothing. Got to balance out the pass and the run. I mean, at this point, it's not good. Jordan Howard's on our practice squad. Don't get it. I don't get it. Never will get it. Don't get it whatsoever. Let's go back to these comments here. Sorry, I'm just going on a rant, so I apologize. I'm going to start from the top again, obviously, because Obviously, when there's a certain amount of comments that come down, so if you guys need to write something, put something down. 116 in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't liked this video, hit the like button. When you hit the like button, you support the channel. You know how YouTube is. Check the description for support me fully. If you guys haven't, put that. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, either you guys are new. Obviously, I'm an Eagles vid maker. Make videos almost every day. So, and we're usually doing live streams a lot, doing stuff like that. So, appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody being here. See, I never dreamed of the beginning of the season we'd be talking about Doug being fired. Howie has to at least give up the draft responsibility. You know what? If they keep Howie Roseman, let him deal with the numbers. And, you know, obviously, if whoever's in charge of personnel, of trades and stuff, they want to trade, they tell Howie, like, look, we want, you know, not the final say, but, you know, Howie just does the work and that's it. But Howie doesn't have the final say. Jason Burdock says, I wear my jersey with pride. Dude, I do too, man. I do too. As much as 2020 has been the worst year, okay? And look, keep wearing it with pride, man. It is what it is. Nano Garcia says, what's up, Eagles County? Country? County? Flag Fish says, we need a number 2 corner. Yeah, we definitely do. We need to draft another corner this year. I haven't really liked Devontae Maddox. I haven't liked Nickel Roby Coleman. This is a guy that Howie said, you know what Howie said when we signed Nickel Roby Coleman? Howie Roseman was pretty much like, hey, we tried getting him in 2017 off his rookie contract. We couldn't get him, so we got him now. And it's like, yeah, not playing well here. But guess what? He's probably going to play well somewhere else because he's not going to want to stay here after a year. So I agree tagging Ertz. BH4 says, I don't blame Lurie. You have to see the worst QB start over the QB your stupid GM drafted the second round. Watch players like Davion Taylor on the bench because your defensive coordinator. Like Davion Taylor actually played in the last game. He actually played. But he played horrible. But how am I supposed to blame Davion Taylor? The guy has barely touched the field. He's barely touched the field. Really. He hasn't really touched the field at all whatsoever. I mean, it's to a point where it's just ridiculous. Like, why are you putting these players so late? Why? Like, I've actually liked Alex Singleton. Probably the only guy I've liked so far is Alex Singleton. I think Sean Bradley has actually showed flashes. I think T.J. Edwards has done okay. Had some bad, had some good games. I think Alex Singleton has actually played the best ball he's ever played. I think he's actually done a really, really good job. So, Flying Fish to draft a young linebacker early. I agree with it. Depends. I need this. Depends. I can't even talk about the draft because I don't know what they're doing this offseason. Like, once they get, they make some moves this offseason, see what they do, then we'll pretty much know by that time what's going on. I mean, then we'll pretty much know. So, Henry Rodina says, no Flying Fish. We need to trade Ertz next year. That's definite. Need to trade Ertz next year. Sorry, but there are people out there saying, oh, we could pay both of them. We could just pay both of them. No problem. Yeah, not happening. Sorry about that, buddy. Joshua says, what head coach will want to deal with cap situation we have next season? I don't know. Someone that has very good pride in what he does in his job. That's what it's all about, and that's who they're going to hire. Someone that has a lot of pride. Not someone close to Jeffrey Lurie or someone that used to play for the Eagles. Or I want some fresh meat in here, okay, with a good resume. Fresh meat, good resume. That's all I want. Eagles Champ 1 podcast says Javad Hargrave sucks. Yes, he does. Jordan Kutz says Doug could relieve some of the pressure by getting rid of play calling, but he is too prideful. How he has to go, though. He should get to draft, especially if we have a good pick. Keep those draft picks away from Howie Roseman. Please keep them away from Howie Roseman. Johnny Hammond says, in my opinion, we should draft a corner or linebacker in the first round. We'll see what happens this offseason before we make any assumption what they're going to do, because I don't know what they're doing at linebacker. I agree. I feel like they really need to get a veteran in here, at least get a veteran, and maybe go draft one in the draft. That's just me, though. Ross Tower says, Doug is confused soft. All talk, no bite. Exactly. All talk, no action. That's how it is. Jason Brock says, yeah, Hargrave is kind of like, yep, I know. $82 is how he could have taken that money from Hargrave and got a linebacker in free agency, too. Yes, he could have. Blake Martinez got paid a lot of money, but he's the leading tackler for the Giants right now. He's actually played really well. Blake Martinez was a good pick for the Giants. Tonio, what's going on, man? Someone's got to be hard on Wentz. I'm tired of Doug just babying him, and that's how it is. He's been treated like the golden boy. That's how it's been, and I do not like it whatsoever. Do we rebuild? A lot of people say we need to rebuild. I think we need to retool. I think we need to get rid of Howie, get a new GM. At this point, I just don't like hearing Doug anymore. I'd rather get rid of Doug and get some fresh meat here. That you either get a head coach that's an OC, or get a head coach and get a separate OC. Flying Fish says, honestly, I feel like we have a good young talent offense. We just need to develop the young players to build around Carson to get an OC. Yeah, I agree. Sam Fleming, what's going on, man? They might be trying to keep people healthy for this part of the schedule. If they win 4 or win out, it will prove to be the better way to play it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think keeping people healthy is going to be very important. If it's a losing season, I figured, they're not going to bench everybody, but they need to keep some guys healthy to go into next offseason and not, risk anything. So that's why I say if it's a losing season, put in Jalen Hurts at this point. I already think it's a losing season as it is right now. Been kind of crazy. So I agree with that. Eagles Champ Pocket, I want LSU wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase next year. A lot of people have been saying Ja'Marr Chase. A lot of people. John Dupree, that when the Eagles are on the dispute, something is wrong because they all talk about our Cowboys, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. That's the usual, bro. Carrito MVP 11 says Jalen Hurts time. It's getting really close. We're on the thin line to getting to that point. I know how you're feeling, AW. I know how you're feeling, bro. BH4 says, I swear if they side Ertz over Dallas Goedert, they are that. Nah, let me tell you something. If that happens, I'm gonna break something. Not gonna happen. 82 bucks is Hargrave. Yeah, he looks like it out there. G Code, what's going on, man? Eagles fly, dude. Jason Brock, the Eagles ain't taking wide receiver next year early. I don't think so either. I think that's far-fetched to say that I don't think that's going to happen. Silver Widow says, honestly, I kind of want Hurts as QB. Kevin Crow says, I'd rather have an early draft pick than get in the playoffs and get the 21st pick. So if we lose this game, I think we have the 8th pick of the draft so far. I think we have the 15th pick, right? I think if we win the game against Seahawks, we have the 15th. I think if we lose, we have the 8th pick of the draft. I think that's how it goes. $82 a day. Andre Dillard pick is looking worse and worse too slowly. Oh, yeah. But you know what? On top of everything else, this is a guy who only started 3 games, played right tackle for 1 game, and then pretty much, his body can't hold up in the NFL. I know what's going on with Andre Dillard, but his body is just horrible. His body just cannot hold up. Like, he does a few reps at training camp, and he gets hurt. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. Eagles of Atlanta says, Eagles have one podcast. He's nice, but I keep telling people Bama wide receiver Devontae Smith is better. Why not actually the best receiver of the draft? Sam Fleming said, Hurts definitely needs to play at least a couple of full series against defenses that have good pressure defenses. Wentz should play against cover teams. Hurts against pressure teams. I don't think they're going to switch him on and off. I think once they put someone in, they're going to stick someone in there. Or, they might just say they need to give Wentz needs a break. Like, he needs a break. His mind needs to be on the bench. He mentally needs to be out of football for a game or two. I mean, at this point, he needs to be out because he's not in any type of mode to even play in a game. He just can't do it right now. It's just not going well. So, BC says, it's time fire Howie. I think he has too much power. I think you are right. And thank you for coming in, Big D. Appreciate it, man. J-Bro said, yeah, Dillard isn't good either. Beyond not good. AW, Just Jefferson is better than Jalen Reagor. Yeah, Jalen Reagor is probably going to play better somewhere else. Trust me. He's not playing good here because of Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz, a combination of both. I just everyone that's going to be Howie, Doug, Roby Coleman gone, Nathan gone, Hargrave gone, Djax gone, Alshon gone, Ertz possibly gone, Jalen Mills gone. Jalen Mills definitely has to be gone. Can't play safety or corner. Knights says we need to get rid of Carson Wentz. I don't think it's going to happen, bro. I think he'll be our quarterback next year. Don't think it's going to happen. Silverwood, so Alabama's wide receiver Devontae Smith is on fire. Everyone's talking about him. Gino Del Joseph says we need to trade Alshon for A-Rob. Dude, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if trading Alshon Jeffrey. The Eagles might have to swallow the pill and just take the dead cat. I think they're just going to swallow the pill and take the cap, dude. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it. Someone's going to take on $18 million a year. I don't know if that's going to happen either. Henry Rodriguez said, I want Patrick Jr. coming to the draft. We need a good corner opposite the side of Slay Max, not starting cornerback. Too small. He's a natural at slot cornerback. Yeah, and Craven LeBlanc hasn't been playing good either. I don't know. I just think they need to draft a corner every year. They need to draft an offensive lineman every year. That's always got to be a must for this team. I think the bright spot of this team is the offensive line. I think we actually are set offensive line. I think Jason Kelsey has one more year left on his contract. Brandon Brooks comes back. You have Nate Herbig. That's going to be a nice backup, guard spot, rotational guy. Obviously, if you need to put him in there, then you put him in at certain points. If someone gets hurt, but I think Nate Herbig's been playing well. I think Jack Driscoll actually played a couple good games. Obviously, no reps for Jack Driscoll, but I thought against the Washington football team, first game of the season, I think he made some mental mistakes, obviously, because it's his first game. But I thought he actually played pretty well. Joshua, I wonder if they could convert Dillard to a guard if Kelsey retires next season because he's not beating Mulata. I don't know if that's the case. That's up to them because they like cross-train these guys. But Mulata, if they start, if they could cross-trade Dillard somewhere else and he works out. But the problem is he's got to stay healthy. That's the big issue we're having with him right now. Creo says, Joey, keep Jalen Hurts or trade him. Dude, I don't know. I mean, he's not costing the Eagles that much. It's just, you already have a backup quarterback in here right now. So, obviously, I think you would just keep him next year. I don't think there's any sense to trade him unless another coach comes in and says, hey, I don't want Carson Wentz, and, Carson Wentz is out the door. That could happen as well. So, you never know. Silverwood says, hey, Joey, if we get a new head coach, you think Hurts will be a QB? If you get a new head coach, Hurts. It depends on the coach, man. What he wants depends on the coach. Just depends. Just depends. Oh my God, I hate this. This is pissing me off. Robert Dredden with the super chat, man. Thank you very much, bro. He said, "What up, Joey? What did Pearson say about a question he was asked about him possibly being dismissed by the Eagles? Did you hear anything?" No, nothing so far about him being dismissed by the Eagles. Nah, nothing like that. But something's gonna get. I'm telling you, this loss against the Seahawks is gonna, especially on national television. This is gonna be. This is probably the perfect time to lose a game and to make ourselves more embarrassing than we already are right now. And something could happen after this game. If we see news that Doug Pearson gets fired after this game, it could happen. Something could happen. So, I'm just trying to find my. Let's see. Isaiah said Carson Wentz averages two picks, 2 picks a game. Definitely, bro. Definitely said Wentz is slower on his progressions. He got markedly worse since the concussion. Yeah, I don't know. Some woman was on WIP, I think, this past Monday last week, and she said something about her daughter having a really bad concussion, and it really messed her up for 2 years. It took her 2 years to get back to normal. I mean, I probably could believe that, but we'll just have to see. Alex Hans, the Eagles will win Monday. You have a lot of faith, bro. Bless you all that, bro. God bless you all that. Maverick said, check your internet. The comments are not frozen. Dragonfire said, here are my reasons I think Carson's playing awful. The injuries have taken a toll on him mentally and physically. He feels like the Eagles have no confidence in him because they took Hurts. I think it's more than that. Let me tell you something. If Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl doesn't give you more motivation to win one and to play better, then I don't know what's going to give you more motivation. Okay? Drafting a quarterback, yeah, it should light a fire under Carson Wentz. It should have. But Nick Foles winning that Super Bowl, it should have done more. It should have done a lot more. Okay? Should have done a lot more. Sean said, clean him out. Lurie, clean him out. Fresh start is needed. Definitely. Gio Barnett is okay, bro. You stupid, bro. We need Jenkins back. Oh, dude. Tell me how we're going to get Jenkins back. We wouldn't even pay Jenkins, so it's not going to happen. Barnett is not really playing that well this year. So Rad says if Eagles lose out, would the whole house be cleaned out? I think so. I don't know if the whole house is going to get cleaned out, but I think honestly, obviously you lose this game, you're done. I think we're already done as it is right now, but I think this will technically get us to third place when the Giants win against the Bengals, and the season will be over with. It's done. You're not going to beat the Packers. You're not going to beat the Cardinals. You're not going to beat the Saints. It's not going to happen. So, Kevin Fu said, just fire Howie, the dude who select Rager instead of Jefferson. What a legend. iDrip says he's going to say we're half game out of the first. We're half game out of first. Lubitz Buyer says we really should be winless. Probably. Henry Rodona says Alex Honnold crazy. Russell Wilson, Metcalf going to kill us. Sam Fleming says you can't afford. Even Lockett, though. Lockett's going to kill us too, man, downfield. We're going to get smoked. Sam Fleming says you can't afford to run too much clock. If you're running back likely to fumble, your defense likely to give up points. That's what's going to happen if you fumble the ball. iDrip says not really winless. Red says stop timing people out, talking free speech away. Don't be timing people out, guys. Don't be timing people out. Don't be timing people out. Unless they're spamming, don't be timing people out. Ray Jones said, let's follow what Detroit did, fire the GM and the head coach. Saw that, man. Saw that. Black Guy for Wii Sports, we didn't use Howard the first time he was there. No, when Howard was here, we used him more than Miles Sanders beginning of the season when Miles Sanders got drafted. And then slowly but surely, we did start using Miles a lot more. That's when, injuries started to occur. Then we had to use Miles a lot more. I think we started using Miles a little bit more. After about 2 or 3 games, we started using Miles a lot more. I thought Jordan Howard and Miles played very well together. I thought it was perfect. Underwatch said this is a sign that some changes need to be made. Eagles of Land says after we lose Monday night, that'll wipe that out. Dwayne Edmonds says the first game after winning the Super Bowl, Doug called the Philly play, and he was so proud of it when talking to the press. I was like, is that a good head coach? Silver says, honestly, it's kind of depressing watching the Eagles game, but I'm going to still support. Of course, man. We always support no matter what. If Eagles lose out, they would clean the whole house out. Why are some of these coming up twice? Dominic Stankouse, the truth of a season like this had come if any changes was going to occur. Black Guy for Wheat Sports, Doug and Wentz being scapegoats while Howie is dodging the blame like the Matrix. Eagles Chess Podcast, fire Howie, the clown needs to go. Jojo Bag says getting rid of Micro wasn't as good as we thought, huh? Our front office is clueless. We were really complaining about Mike Rowe last year and just how he was calling play. I mean, I think what really made me mad about Mike Rowe was not using wide receivers the right way. But I mean, we actually played. We had mid-tier throws. We had everything compared to this year. Last year was nice. I mean, or at least when Mike Rowe was here, it was really nice. And when we traded for Golden Tate, 3rd-round pick, and we were using Golden Tate as a 3rd down receiver. I mean, that was just ridiculous. That was just totally ridiculous. I don't know why, but Idris has done pretty terrible with the numbers. I feel like we're minus. We're over the cap, $60 billion, bro, over the cap. Frank Kutz says, heard of the scouts told Howie to pick. Yep, Chin in the 2nd round pick. Howie said, no, we're taking Hurts. Yep, that's what happened. That's apparently what happened, and I believe it 100%. So I guess the scouts have nothing to do with this. It's pretty much Howie Roseman. Trav does stuff, said maybe we should have kept Grow. And now he's a wide receiver coach for the Colts now. Servo says, yeah. What does he produce for us? $82. Roby Coleman playing like poop. Yes, he is. iDrip says, with Grow at OC, we scored more points the whole entire season. That is true. Young Das, do you feel Carson will be on this team long term? I mean, his QB play has been so bad. I mean, Doug gets blame on this, but man, Carson carries a lot of that also. I think it's definitely distributed between both people, between Carson and Doug. I think Carson will be our quarterback next year. That's definite. I think they're going, whoever they bring in, they're going to make some massive changes around Carson Wentz. Not happy with Carson Wentz because you know what? If he plays like this next year, the guy has lost his mobility. The guy can't run anymore. I mean, I'm watching games from even 2009, even from last year. I was watching some games. I was like, wow, he moved a lot faster. 17, he moved crazy fast. It was just bad. It's just been getting bad. So I think by next year, it's an evaluation period for Carson Wentz, and we got to see if whoever comes in, GM wise and head coach, and see who has final say, who doesn't have final say, whatever the case may be. Need to see if they put the right piece around Carson Wentz. Get a new OC, get a new GM, see who's going to be making the final say to all these choices, and get some quarterback coaches that can help this guy out because he looks very lost. Or it might be too late. He's just damaged, and he's fully damaged for the rest of his career, never going to do anything. So that's what could happen as well. We have 163 people in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here today to talk about this horrific Eagles team. Guys, haven't hit that subscribe button. Do appreciate it. I'm an Eagles content creator that makes videos every single day. We do collabs. We do live streams. We do a lot of stuff. The only thing I really haven't done recently is live stream games during games. So appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't hit that like button either, when you hit the like button, you're supporting the channel. You know how YouTube is. Appreciate it. If you guys want to support me fully, look in the description below for everything else, memberships and all that type of stuff. So everything's down there. Marquise Graham says Eagles draft guys and barely use them like they did Sidney Jones or Siltos. They draft them just for nothing, and they did. I mean, I'm not saying that Sidney Jones is playing like a first-round pick, but he's being productive, and that's all that matters. Rasul Douglas, we've had him on the outside plenty of times, and look, the Panthers are using him on the outside. He's playing very well. Like LJ Fort, Steph Wisniewski. I mean, you name some players that left here. LJ Fort should have still been here. Unfortunately, it should have been happening. Josh says, how can rookies get better if you don't put them out? You see Singleton just need a chance. Yeah, exactly, and just being stubborn. And Jim Schwartz has been the Doug Peterson of the defense because he's been letting Nate Garrett, before Nate Garrett had the little Achilles thing going on. He's not out for the year. But when Nate Garrett was playing bad, Jim Schwartz just defended him every week. I mean, at this point, I don't care if you bring in Dan Quinn as your DC or somebody fresh, somebody new. I mean, somebody at this point. I'm almost done with Jim Schwartz as well with his defense. I think there's a lot of good pieces on this defense. I just think they just need to, Rodney McLeod has actually played good on a really bad year for the team. Jalen Mills has got to be out of here. I think if you add in another defensive coordinator, get a new defensive coordinator here, I think you can actually change the way these linebackers play. You can actually find, maybe a new guy coming in the building will give these other guys some chances. And we'll see. Game St. Joel's award should be extended $3 to $5 million. Greg Ward, I've wanted Greg Ward to get an extension with his team. He's been a very, very productive slot receiver for us. And you know what? He's not even the fastest guy. Like, Greg Ward actually plays really well. I don't know what it is. Why he's on punt returns, I have no idea. That's a no-no. Like, punt returns for Greg Ward shouldn't even happen. I mean, shouldn't. There shouldn't even be nothing. I mean, at this point, like, get Greg Ward off punt returns, please. I'm begging you. Lou Myers says Baker Parsons. A lot of people have been saying his name as well, man. Henry Rhoda says we should have never got rid of Sidney Jones. I don't know about that, but we can't help it, man. I think you're only saying that because he's playing well somewhere else. Like, that's the way it is, man. Like, we need to get rid of these top guys in our front office. We need to get rid of these guys because otherwise we won't be making moves like this. Otherwise we won't be getting rid of Rasul Douglas and Sidney Jones at the same time. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of it. Oh, my bad, Silver. What about Brandon Brooks? Can you give an update, Joey? Nothing. I mean, he could be back between week 13 to 16, but should he even come back? At this point, he should just stay out. I would just keep him out. If it's a losing season, keep him out. Let him get healthy. Get him to week 13 is when he can actually come back. With 13 to 16, he can come back between those weeks. But I'd say don't even give it a shot. I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even waste it, honestly. He's got tread on the tires right now. Like, the guy needs rest. The guy needs a good offseason. Brandon Brooks is a whole game changer when he's in the game. So, US Chat Podcast, I love your profile pic. Marquise Graham says, I'll trade Ertz to replace him with getting Kyle Pitt, the best tight end in college at Florida, who's a Philly native. DP says, what's up? What's going on? 82 Bucks says, Craven LeBlanc is better than Roby. Yeah, probably. Most likely, yeah. Game Station says Greg award should be extended $3 to $5 million. Brad says Howie drafted Lane Johnson though. Yeah, well, it's a year-to-year league, bro. Year-to-year fucking league. Eagles Chap says I want Jamar Chase, wide receiver LSU. Him and Carson Wentz. He needs Alshon Jeffrey, not the original AJ. He needs to go. No, it looks like Alshon Jeffrey hasn't cared the past few years. Honestly, like, why is he playing? He's taking away snaps from John Hightower. I mean, he's taking away snaps from John Hightower. Why? I mean, why is he even playing? Why? Why at this point? All these rumors that were going on with Alshon Jeffrey, like even John Clark from NBC Philadelphia was like, oh, everyone that knows Alshon Jeffrey, said there's a fire under him. They're showing pictures of him working out and running on sand, some like a Rocky story or something. And it's like he comes back and I know there's going to be rust. He looked good at practice. Yeah, they all look good at practice because they're at practice against their own team. What do you expect? Black Guy for Wii Sports says Eddie Reed would have benched Wentz with the quickness. Henry Rodina says we gave up Sidney Jones 2 quick injuries was a huge issue, and yes, he's playing good as a Jag now. BH4 says we could blame Zach Brown for some of our linebacker problems. God, Zach Brown was horrible. I thought that was like one of their best signings that year, and yeah, it didn't turn out well. Frank Kuz says how we should have drafted one-legged wide receiver from Philly cosmetology school. Big D said I want to see Doug and Witt's good players and a new GM. I want a fresh start too, bro. E2 Books. Imagine if Jatavis Brown didn't retire. You never know, man. You never know. Jatavis Brown was a come-up player for the Chargers. You know, his stats didn't really flash at you too much, but he because of injuries, he got playing time on his last year of his contract, and he actually played really well. Came to the Eagles, and then all of a sudden he just said, oh, I need to retire. And I was like, okay. Hugo Chan says, Jace Pierce needs to go. His toast only hurts. What Von Artist? I trip. How are you going to draft a punter first round? Oh, God. Marquise Graham says, Eagles need to rebuild front office, retool this Eagles team with younger, better talent by getting smart GM. Yes, they do. Richard Miller says, I just think we need an OC. We would be a lot better. Yeah, but we need to get rid of that GM before we get an OC or get rid of Doug Peterson. We need a GM in here badly. Jay Koch says, what up, Joey? It seems like Doug lost a T while Miles Sanders' statement he knows Deuce would pound the rock. I heard those comments from him. You know, Deuce would be a great coach. You know, I'm like, yeah, I know, because, you know, everything's going on. Jonas Espinel says, hey, Joey, who will be our GM next year? Dude, I have no clue. It's just somebody new and somebody that has a good resume, good experience. Silver Widow says, what about Alabama wide receiver Devonta Smith? I don't know if we're going to draft a receiver, bro. I don't know why people are we have so many more issues besides having a receiver. If we don't have a quarterback who can throw the ball right now, then I don't know what these receivers are going to do. You can see on one podcast, your avatar. What's going on, Axel? Game Station says that we will lose Fulgham. He not signed. Yeah, everyone's like, he's got a 2-year contract. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He's got a 1 year this year, man. You know what? And Doug Pearson really made me angry. Like, he was like saying, oh, Doug was like, oh, you know, one of the beat writers was like, oh, Travis Fulgham's not getting enough receptions. Why is he getting targeted? And then Doug was like, oh, well, he's facing elite play. He's got to learn how to be an elite receiver. Like, let me tell you something. You're the one that's got to put these guys in good positions to win football games. Like, you can move these offensive players around all the time, whenever you want during a game. Don't blame Travis Fulgham. Do I think he's like Antonio Brown or Julio Jones? No, but I mean, the guy has played well for us. I think he's between a number 1 and a number 2. I think he's like a very highly productive receiver, but yeah, he needs to do stuff. But what route combinations are you putting these guys on? Like, Carson's already back there looking for someone to throw half the time, and these receivers are still running the route downfield. The route doesn't even develop. It's the timing is off. The chemistry is bad. Been a complete mess. Big D said Hurts is going to fix this. Jeffrey Lurie is the only one who can fix this. If Doug is going to be gone, Jeffrey Lurie is not going to leave it up to a GM to get rid of certain people, okay, or whatever it is. Or Jeffrey Lurie is going to make the most important decision. That is between the GM and the head coach. Marquise Graham said trade Ertz to draft Kyle Pitt as his replacement. I don't think they're going to draft another tight end. I don't think so. Infamous 2K, did you hear Jeffrey Lurie did not go to the Browns game and he left practice early out of disgust? Yes. I just made a video about that right before this live stream. Just made a video on that. If you guys want to check that out. BH4, we don't need wide receiver. I know. I don't know why people are just like, oh, wide receiver. Game Station, I'm glad we are second so we can get better picks. Look, I think we're going to have a better pick this year, because we're not going to win any games the rest of this year. Don't think it's going to happen at all. Josh says Alshon's just wasting a raw spot. Put Quez out there. Quez Watkins. I think with Quez Watkins, they're not going to throw him out there. I think, honestly, they're going to, whoever comes in as the coach or whatever happens. Quez Watkins, we need a normal offseason. We need 4 preseason games. We need Corona to get out of here. We need a full offseason with rookie minicamp and training camp and OTAs and all that stuff. Like, we need that, because we can't go through this offseason like we did this year again. Like, there's not much grass time for this team, and it's got to change. It's got to change. Kyle Pitt and Goddard would be dangerous. Pep said Dillard is so So Valena Catilla says, "What's up? I believe Doug quits being so stupid he could win Monday night for Seahawks. We have too much talent to be playing so poor." I know on paper against teams we've looked so good on paper, but it doesn't matter how good you look on paper because if another team just knows how to play football, knows how to design plays, knows how to do so much more things, then you're it's done. Like you're not going to beat teams. I don't care. We barely beat the Giants. We barely beat the Cowboys. I mean, it's that bad. It's just really bad. We tied with the Bengals, for God's sakes, and look at their roster. At one point, I'm inclined to agree with you. Howie has to go. Devin Baker says, this organization does terrible evaluating talent. We need the people that are able to play talented playmakers to their strengths. Eagles Shit Podcast was the Eagles. Sorry, Howie Roseman is a fraud. He a clown. Common Star says, I like our young receiver core. I think the core that we have are the future. They're not being used correctly. Comet Star, that was perfect. These receivers are not getting used correctly. They're making the quarterback is making them look bad. Doug is making this offense look bad. I think we could have done a lot more this year. I think if we actually had a very good play caller, I think if we had a better designing of some of these plays, I think we would have done a lot better because people are just like, oh, we need to get rid of these. We need a receiver because these receivers didn't do anything this year. But if Carson Wentz, though, is throwing the ball like he has, if Carson Wentz is fumbling the ball, and what does he have, 16? What do you have, 17, 18? Well, he's been sacked 40 times. He's got, 18 turnovers himself. I mean, at this point, it's just ridiculous. The worst graded quarterback in the whole league. It's that bad. Black Guy from Wii Sports says, Doug, Chip, Kelly, Peterson been pissing me off. Dave Pose said we could have DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson. Yeah, so I'm fine with it, though. For that draft, I wasn't fine. For DK Metcalf, skipping on him was bad. But I'm good with Jalen Reagor. I like Jalen Reagor a lot. Beach Road, we need to trade Brandon Brooks, a.k.a. Injury Machine, eating a ton of cap, and we should get good value of him. I don't know if you're going to get good value. He's a lot. He's the problem with trading Brooks is the thing is if the player is so expensive, you're not going to get high draft picks for him. It's not going to happen. Like you got to work with another team because if the other team is going to be paying a very, very high salary, they're not going to give up high draft picks and pay a high salary. It's not going to happen. They're going to keep Brandon Brooks next year. I highly doubt he's going to be going anywhere. Highly doubt it. Orchidea Batak said if Doug don't change it up this money, then he's just screaming to get fired. Doesn't care. I think he does care, but he just doesn't know how to run a football team. He doesn't know how to design plays. Doesn't know how to. The only thing he could do is be a player's coach. That's the only thing he could do. He's a player's coach. He's a nice guy. I like Doug Peterson as a person, but as a football aspect of it, I mean, this is a guy who used to be a backup quarterback from a starting to a backup quarterback. This is a guy that's been in the league, and this is a guy that had a passion for play calling, and he can't do it. Image 2K, you can't say Reagor is worse or better because Reagor has not had a fair shot with how bad. No, Infamous 2K is 100% right. Reagor has had a fair shot with a good offense. Like put Reagor on another offense. Like say we put Reagor on another team right now and just let him play a game. I bet you he'd be fantastic. I bet you he would burn a lot of guys off the line. I bet you he would do a very good job somewhere else. $82. The dub presses are so smug and full. Yeah, they are. I laugh. After the fifth or sixth time of these press conferences, I just laugh. I just laugh now. Dan Biggers, I really like Rondell Moore if we can't get Jamar Chase. Marcus Graham says Eagles could have had Claypool too. I know. Trust me. BH4 said we don't need a wide receiver. Sam Fleming says they'll take the cap hit on Jeffrey, so Wentz will likely remain as starting QB next year. Yeah, definitely. Wentz is going to be the quarterback for next year. As much as we're not going to like it, he's going to be the quarterback for next year. Johnny Hammond says, I like the OC kid from Notre Dame and Micah Parsons. Barkeys Graham says the best cornerback in my book is Sean Wade from Ohio State. Devin Baker says Israel Makumu is underrated like Paul Debo is both really physical DBs, ball hawking too. That guy from Wii Sports. The lack of weapons for years by Howie has finally caught up to Wentz, and now he's mentally gone. That's 100% right. Dave Posey, well, the way things are going, Jamar Chase is looking very possible at wide receiver. $82. I think if Driscoll could put just a little more weight on, dude can be a starter. Oh yeah, no, he's definitely. I mean, that's normal. Like when a tackle gets drafted, they have to put more weight on. That's the usual thing that usually happens. But yeah, he'll be fine. I'm not worried about. I'm really excited for Jack Driscoll. I really am. I want Devontae Smith from Alabama. Whatever QB we have will help him out. Jay Marquis says still believe in Fulgham. I definitely believe in Fulgham, but it's just this offense is not. It's not going to help him out. The way this offense plays, the way these plays are designed, isn't going to help him out whatsoever. Reading ADHD says drafting Rondell Moore would be just like drafting another Jalen Reagor. BH Forster, could we get Dillard for some cheap above average linebacker? We'll see if that's possible. Because if they like Jack Driscoll, okay, enough, and they already have, they're going to keep Andre Dillard, obviously. I mean that they could trade Andre Dillard if there's a chance there. I mean, even the other guy they drafted with Jack Driscoll, the other tackle that they got, Prince Tegawanabo, whatever, they could see what he could do. So you got some depth at tackle, and you had depth at guard with Nate Herbig as well. So getting rid of Brandon Brooks wouldn't make any sense either. And as says, players have lost faith in Doug and his ability to call plays for the talent he has on the field. I think the players are starting to crack now. I think that's what's actually happening. Richard Miller says, do you know if we could have had Robinson from Jacksonville? No, wouldn't have happened. I just said Chris Long did give his thoughts on Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I didn't watch his podcast, but Rat says Wentz has COVID. Pepe says, but knowing Howie, is he still around, he'll draft another QB instead of Chase. Deb Baker said, let's see here. It depends on what happens in free agency, who we should draft this year. Fizz Caddy says, all this clown talk about putting in a rookie QB that ain't throwing a pass, he's going to hold up under the onslaught Carson has to deal with this season, really. And that's the thing, too. Like, Jalen Hurts is put in a really bad situation because if you throw him in a game as well, but look, I think I think you have to take Carson out of the game. You mentally got to take him out. Like he's got to just he's got to take a break. Like it's done. He's got to take a break. He's got to be out of game. He's got to like relax. He's got to really start reflecting on himself because it would be a lie to say that they don't listen to the outside noise. This team now is starting to cave in a little bit. Like there's only a certain amount of time where you can listen to the outside noise because let me tell you something. When you're winning, you don't care. When you're losing, it's a huge deal. You start listening, and then they start listening to outside noise, and that's it. So I think there's just a lot more pressure. But at the same time, Hurts has got to try to play this year. He's got to. I mean, there's no choice about it. He's got to play a full game this year. If Carson doesn't even have a touchdown, if Carson can't even get over 120 yards in the first half of this game this Monday night, then you got to take him out. You got to send a message. Jeffrey Lurie's got to come down and be like, bench him because we can't deal with this anymore. Can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. I lost my spot. What's going on? Okay. Just think Bureau. Now Max is okay. Coleman is trash. Sports Talk with Blake. Let's go Birds. Let's 76ers are Philly team to watch right now. Yeah, what's going on with Morley doing a good job with the getting some of these players on the 76ers doing a good job. Eagles Champ says, appreciate it, man. You're really though of Howie Roseman, what he means. Jordan Cuss says, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but if Howie were to go to Louis Riddick, should definitely be in the list of people to replace him. Lubis Meyer says, everybody hit the like button. Appreciate it, guys. 150 people in here. If you guys haven't hit the like button, appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You're supporting the channel. You know how YouTube is for supporting, and really do appreciate that. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, obviously subscribe. We pretty much, Eagles VidMaker, make videos every day, collabs, live streams, you name it. We do everything here. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. And, we're going to keep talking about this horrific team right now. As much as we can. Dave Bruce, I would draft Parsons, the baby Jalen Waddle. Yes, another Jalen. Yes, another Jalen. Will Nueva says, I don't get how everybody sees the flaws of this team. Opposing teams, fans, and TV announcers can tell what's wrong with Doug Pearson, Howie. Figure everything's fine. And even DK Metcalf was like, Carson Wentz should even, pretty much like bench Carson Wentz. He shouldn't even play. at this point. Jalen Hurts should start. I mean, it's getting that bad that other players from other teams are talking about it, and it's pretty bad. John Tubbs says, look at Nelson with the Raiders. Yep. I think, honestly, dude, to be honest with you, with Nelson Aguilar, I think he just needed a new piece of scenery. I think he just needed new scenery. He couldn't take the fans. He couldn't take this fan base. He couldn't. And honestly, the coach is just – he played like crap with us the last year he was here on $9.3 million on his fifth-year option. I mean, he played bad. I mean, he dropped crucial balls that were questionable on his ethics, on his work ethics of trying to catch the football. I mean, you can go to the Vikings game when he put his hands out and put his hands back in. The Patriots game in the back of the end zone when that pass was pretty perfect back there. The Atlanta Falcons game, pretty much that was a touchdown throw to the sideline, and it bounces right off his chest. So, I mean, he played poorly. He just needed to be somewhere else. I think he just needed to be with a new team, new year, new background. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Matt Dagger says JP might not even play. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Gabe Stage says Aguilar's being a freaky all-star in Vegas, raising Ruggs in his ways. Yeah, Henry Ruggs is doing pretty good too. Gabriel Wiles going around one. Book it. Quez Watkins on the sideline, bro. Scott McBride, Eagles don't have a prayer. Den Baker said, look at it as far-fetched, but we trade for Lawrence and Chase. This isn't realistic at all, I know. You can't ever believe the draft hype every year. Like, there's too many people that believe too much draft hype. It's way too much. Dank says, I don't know what this injury may cause him to skip. Practice squad. Alshon makes our offense less explosive, not that it was exposed to begin with. I think. Sam Folks says they want to try to get Alshon's trade value up. If they play him in these games coming up, you know they're tanking. Marcus Graham says that I say Sixers and Flyers are the most exciting Philly teams that I can't wait to see. Aiden English says, I don't know. I really think that Jim with good talent is at least top 10 DC plus. I don't know who would replace him. It thinks out of Doug Howie, Schwartz, and Wentz. I think Schwartz is the least of the problem. No, I think the defense is the worst of the problem. 100%. I'm not even thinking about the defense. I want offensively, we need this fixed. As soon as possible. And then when you mention another thing is, Jim Schwartz, does he have the best roster on defense? Is it great? Is it wonderful? Is he signing these players? No. Howie Roseman is building this defense. And, when Joe Douglas was here, he built a great defense, won a Super Bowl out of it. He's been to D.C., he's been to Cleveland. He's won Super Bowls from building defenses, and it really did show. Alex says Eagles 27, Seahawks 20. Oh, God. Robert said if we win the division and win a wildcard game, would the season be considered a success? That's a big what if they do that. It's not going to happen, but a success? No, I wouldn't say a success. I wouldn't say a success because is it success getting? What's the success of a football team getting to the Super Bowl? So is it really a success? Probably not. Your main goal isn't to win the NFC East. Your main goal isn't to get into a playoff game. Your main goal is to win the Super Bowl. Do I like seeing the Eagles in the playoffs? Of course I do. I love playing into. I love when it doesn't end early for us. I love when we're playing in the playoffs. Even if we lose, I love watching the game. I was at that wild card game for the Seahawks, and it was just gut wrenching. It was just my heart dropped after 8 plays. Carson Wentz gets taken out of the game because of a concussion, and Josh McCown had to take over, and it is what it is. I mean, we got to that point when the last month of the season last year in 2019 against the NFC East, we won out, which I didn't think that was going to happen at all. I thought we were going to lose the one game at least, and we actually did it. So. Eagles aren't drafting a linebacker first. Look at linebackers like Texas A&M, Buddy Johnson, LSU, Jabril Cox, Iowa, Mike Rose of the second, third. Scott McBride, Seahawks 41, Eagles 10. Yeah, probably will happen. Then, realistically, I think we can get a high draft pick depending on the offseason, get a good QB with Sean Wade. iDrip says, no, not that much. Philly fan D, Lurie is showing why he's a good owner. Love that he walked out. I do. He is a good owner. And people were, since Lurie was quiet for a while and people were like, what is Jeffrey Lurie doing? And I was saying the same thing. What's going on with Jeffrey Lurie? Is he not every time they show him in the press box, he was just miserable. Just miserable. And this isn't like our offense is actually, we're playing hard games and we're getting a lot of completions and everything's working out, but we're just not finishing games. It's not like we have a Giants season like with the Giants where they can't finish games and they're actually starting to win now. And this is like our offense just can't. We can't even. The only thing we're doing right is stepping on the field in position. Other than that, that's it. We're stepping on the field. That's it. That's the only thing we're doing right. Thanks. I haven't looked at the linebackers yet. Service to Howie Rosum. Thanks as Rip King Vaughn. Sam Fleming says, to be honest, I think Carson has lost his offense too. Just look at them when they break the huddle. The intensity isn't there at all. That could happen too, bro. Marquise Graham says, Louis Riddick or B-Doc as new Eagles GM. B-Doc as a no. We don't. You don't want players as GMs. You don't. It's already enough. We have enough players being assistant, position coaches, like Sproles and Connor Barwin and Jason Avant with the wide receivers. Enough's enough with this. With these familiar faces. They need to get this team into military zone. They need to start cracking down who they're bringing in here. Scott the Holiness East blows. Servo said they're going to find the best corner to place them on the practice squad. Robert said I did read that Doug is working on dumbing down the play calling for Wentz, to put it nicely. Mr. Cunningham, how he's going to draft a kicker from Oklahoma in the first round. Cameron May says Jalen looked good last week against Browns, made good separation. Devin says, Joey, honestly, who do you think we should draft? Dude, I need to see what this offense brings us before I say who we're drafting. How can you go by what we need to, who we're going to draft in the first round? It's so early. It's too early to even tell what we're going to do. We don't know if Doug's going to get fired. We don't know if Howie's going to get fired. Nothing's happened yet. None of these players have been traded. Alshon Jeffrey, and Zach Ertz and all these other guys need to be off this team. We don't know what's going on yet. So it's just time consuming. We just need to wait and see what happens. Marquis Graham said, yep, no motioning during pre-play snaps the prob, which is all Doug Peterson. Be more careful. So Fulgham will be a restricted free agent. We will be able to bring him back. Yes, we will. BH Forster, bro, I would rather have Ronald McDonald as our GM over. Rob 350, we need a good corner on the outside. Move Max to the slot. Eagles GM, oh great, Carson Wentz going to be throwing it to Zach Ertz when he comes back. That's what I said, dude. When the Eagles showed a video of Carson and Ertz talking on the sideline, I retweeted it and I said Carson says, "Hey Zach, I can't wait to force feed you the ball," and then Zach Ertz says, "I know, bro." That's just how I feel about it. Igor Avirda says Dougie P should have been an OC. Had an OC this year. He should stop play calling. Eagles Land says, damn shame that star QB in his fifth year in the same offense under the same coach needs the offense dumbed down for him. Wentz may have a brain injury if this is so. Yeah, that's not great. It's not great. Michael Travella says, if you have to give the boot to just one right now, who would it be? Howie, Doug, or Carson? Personally, Carson has been terrible, but I don't think he's the main issue. It's Howie and Doug. I think Howie. Howie Roseman would be gone first. Howie Roseman would be gone first. Karen Holmes, if Howie Roseman is our GM, he'll draft a tight end first round. Eagles champ Michael Howie Roseman. Dragonfire, if we lose our remaining games, does it mean we get a top 5? Yeah, of course it does, but yeah, obviously, yeah, the more we lose, the higher the draft pick. Yeah. Rob says, I want a new OC, put Akeem Butler back to wide receiver. No reason we should be able to utilize his height. I don't know what he's going to bring to the table, honestly. This coaching staff has everything so screwed up right now. You can't even really make anything to have common sense towards it anymore. Robbie's gone. Dragonfire, if we lose our remaining games, doesn't mean we get a top 5 pick. BH4, the reason our rookies haven't productive, they had no training camp, no OTAs, no preseason. Yeah, I'd say, I think we've given some guys chances, and they've done a pretty good job here and there. This offseason definitely have messed up a lot of teams, and every team had to deal with the same offseason, but the Eagles just could not. Nah, they got worse because of this offseason, even though they're still bad. Marquise Graham, if it's defender knowing linebacker is a long shot. Eagles need to draft quarterback Sean Wade from Ohio. Actually draft linebacker first again and take Mikael Parson at Penn State, who opted out. Torteville says draft the OT Soil from Oregon. Could be like the younger Anthony Munoz, way more upside than Dillard. $82. Honestly, who knows if JJ is even good? Howie had Doug haven't put him on the good position. I don't think he's good at all, bro. I don't think he's good. I don't think JJ Arcega-Whiteside's good at all whatsoever. Swap P says, to be honest, the high priority is linebacker, secondary, and O-line. BH4 says, yep. Aiden English says, I think 2019 was Wentz's best season. What happened? At the end of the year, it was a good season. I mean, he got better at the end of the year, put the team on his back. The concussion probably, and just, he hasn't been the same since that injury. I've been telling everybody this. It's a broken record right now. I've been telling everybody that Carson Wentz hasn't been the same since that injury. Period. Not the same. Not the same. I think the injury kind of maybe just made it worse. Sam said, what happens if we do win out? What should we say if they were saving everything for this part of the season? Bro, let me tell you something. We're not winning the rest of the season. We're not winning one more game. I'm telling you right now. I will make a reaction video to the Seahawks, to the Eagles beating the Seahawks and being like, I'm telling you, at that moment watching it on TV, I will. I promise you I will if that happens. Patrick says 41-20 Seahawks. I don't even know if we're going to score 20 points, bro. We might score maybe 10 points, maybe half of that. Thanks. I just read that Fulgham is an exclusive rights free agent if they set a tender on him since he has less than 3 full seasons. They could do that as well. That means if someone gets him, they'd have to trade or whatever the tender, if they put a certain tender on him, whatever it is, depending on the round or whatever draft pick they would have to get for him. I had 20-0 shutout. Dane Brio, if they're set one, he can only sign with the original team. Vegan says 50-10 Seahawks. I could see that happening too. You could see it. I mean, you could see it. I mean, how can I lie? Dex says Kyle Pitt is like Chase Claypool but faster. $82 we are getting rate Monday night. No questions asked. Freedom said this will be the first time in my life that I'll be rooting against the Eagles if it means Pearson being fired sooner. I hope Seattle wins huge too. Tyler Christian says that's clowny hit maybe why Wentz is making poor decisions besides Doug questionable play calling. Thanks to that one on wide receiver to load up. Look at KC. They draft a receiver every year. $82. Howie and Doug and steering this airplane right into the Twin Towers. That's not right, bro. Ron West says one big change that can happen ASAP. Shits can go right down now, and I think we get better. Sam Fleming, Doug is obviously biased on his play calling. Deuce would be the same, but biased to the run. If they solve this now, it won't be solved by the current staff. Dragonfire said if we have no chance of winning the division, then we should start Hurts for the last 3 or 2 games and see what we could do. Sean says Doug was a high school football coach before he came to the league. Now Doug still has learned to be any kind of coach in the NFL. Karen Holmes, Youngriger would tear it up with Kansas City or Green Bay? Probably. Vegan says, I bet if they roll Wentz out of the pocket a lot, we will score. And if they do that, he's probably just going to throw a 3-yard pass because these route combinations are bad. Yeah, they roll them out, but what route combinations are they doing for these receivers to get open? And if they're not open, they have to start moving for Wentz to get open. So I don't know what the case is with it. BH4 just put our second string in. Yeah, I'd say that. Frederick Fletcher said, I think they should promote Dustell to OC. He'll pound the rock. The Eagles fan 2010, we could have a good wide receivers like DK and Jefferson, but Howie is dumb. Devin Baker says Rager has a lot of potential. He's really good. Dank says they had Hill. They drafted Miko Hardman, Byron Pring. They're all burners. They all run 4.3s or higher. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Rock Doris, I wouldn't mind having another wide receiver. I like Devontae. Eagles land Texas Longhorns has 6'4", 225 receiver named Brendan Eagles. He's a younger Alshon Jeffrey, better hands though. Eagles got to take him in the 5th round. Frank Kuntz, in an interview I seen with Joe Banner, said the offense should evolve and never be predictable and play to your QB strengths. Dake says, imagine Jabbar Chase, Fulgham, and Rager. Orchida Batak said, what score your score prediction for Monday? Dude, we're not going to score more than 10 points, and I'm just being generous with 10 points. We might score 10 points the most. A touchdown and maybe a field goal. I don't think we're going to do much. They could score well. They could put a 50 burger on us if they really wanted to. They probably will. Sam said if they were looking at Driscoll to take over Kelsey at some point, I know I saw an article. Yeah, there was some rumors earlier in this, especially in training camp. Driscoll might move to center. He might move to center. So you never know what could happen, but we'll see. They put that Justiga, whatever his name is, when Kelsey got out of that game for a little bit. I was like, oh my God, here we go. Commissar, I think the only way I think I'm the only one who really likes Nate Herbig. I think he is better than Isaac Samal at left guard, and I think he could move to center when Kelsey retires because he played well at center in college. Yeah, I mean, Nate Herbig has played almost every position on the offensive line, and not just in the NFL, but in college. And the more you know, the more worth you have to a team. I love Nate Herbig. I thought he's played fantastic. I was very proud of him when those games that he did play, especially he played really well against the Rams. I think he was like the 8th highest graded guard to play in a game and did really well. I like Nate Herbig. Moving him to center, I don't know about that, but we'll see what happens. I think we need to keep him I think we need to have him as a guard. I think it'd be more important to keep him as a guard. I'd rather keep him as a guard than a center right now. But we'll see what happens. Robert says we need to go O-line in the draft. We'll go O-line in the draft every year, no matter what round it is. $82. Also, when Doug was with the Chiefs, he cheated on his wife with a 26-year-old sick. What? Franklin says Driscoll is the future right tackle. Orkia Patak says I bet Reich was laughing when Doug wrote fearless. Oh God. Devin Baker's Douglas, the egotistical to me, doesn't change anything because his doesn't seem anything flawed in his game plan. No, he doesn't think that anything's wrong with his. He was not even questioning his play calling. Is it the coaching? Is it the game? Is it the play call? I'm like, you're still questioning if it's the play calling? I mean, Doug, really, Doug? I mean, come on now. I hope they've been training Prince Tega. I want Prince Tega to work out. He's a big boy. Take a Wambo's second rounder if you didn't get hurt. Corey said, I need that Carson slander. Thanks, I really want you. Jace Horn. I feel like Carson Wentz is entitled to his job. Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. King of Philly says, do you think the Eagles are going to get Keenan Allen next year? I doubt it. We have no money to spend next year, bro. As of right now, last thing we should be doing is spending big money. Trying to find the Eagles need to get an elite linebacker. I agree. Eagles fan 2010, Carson Wentz need to be benched. Doug says, Carson's our QB, bro. It's time, Doug. Yeah, I think it's definitely time. It's definitely time. Oh, my God. What's going on with this chat? There it is. They need to listen to outside noise so they can get motivated more than just being isolated. Pete Force says, we don't need the wide receiver. We are fine with what we have. Eagles Champs says, did watch all 22. Carson Wentz been getting beaten. Offensive line is trash. Bro, you know what's wrong about that statement? What's wrong is that if you look at the stats, since everyone likes to bring up stats, Carson Wentz is the third quarterback in the league that have the most pocket time. In the league. Third most in the league with the most pocket time. And I've seen him have time. I've seen him have plenty of time. So when Carson Wentz gets sacked after 4 or 5 seconds, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that we're blaming the offensive line at this point. Like, if Carson stays in the pocket and doesn't feel like moving and still wants to get grabbed, still wants to throw the ball, still wants to be Mr. Hero as usual, not let the offense work for you. It's a combination of Doug Pearson and Carson Wentz, but at the same time, like Carson, look, like guys like guys like Aaron Rodgers, some of these old quarterbacks have dealt with different quarterback coaches, different offensive coordinators, have dealt with different guys, but still play at a high level. They can have a bad game, one or two bad games, but this guy has played a bad game every single game. This guy has what? Carson Wentz has 18 turnovers himself? I mean, he's fumbled the ball. He's thrown picks, averaging 2 picks a game. Come on now. Torville said next year, let Malad, Driscoll, and Lane compete for right tackle. Draft so well from Oregon as a left tackle, trade dealer for whatever you could get him, and let them convert the guard, revamp this O-line. I don't think this O-line needs to get revamped at all, period. I think we're fine. I think we're actually fine at offensive line right now. Perfectly fine. Corey Fisher, hey, what up, Joey? What do you think about all this noise about Lurie? I think it's 100% true. I think that something is going to get done. I think if we lose this week, I think if we lose and get embarrassed Monday night, I think something's going to get done. Corey says, Carson ever, since he had a baby, has been trash. Yeah. We missed the version once. Jeremy Williams said, let's get the likes up. Appreciate it, man. 140 people in here, still going strong with you guys. Thank you for coming in tonight. If you guys have not hit the like button on the stream, hit the like button. When you hit the like button, you're supporting the channel, you're supporting me, and you're really helping me out with that. So much appreciated to you guys doing that. Really do appreciate everybody being here tonight. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm an Eagles vid maker, been around since 2016, going strong. And, hey, it is what it is. Appreciate everybody being here and talk about this horrific team. So hit that sub button, hit that like button. Obviously, if you want to support me more, look in the description below as well. And that's pretty much it. Freeman says, Andy sat Donovan down for a game. Dank says, do we really want to damage Jalen with the same issues Carson goes through? It's one or the other, bro. Like, we can't keep Carson in there. We can't keep Carson in there. It doesn't matter. Okay? So if Jalen gets in there and it is what it is. It is what it is. We can't be afraid to put in another guy. Like, you draft him in the second round. Like, I'm not afraid of putting him in. He's a second-round pick. I'm not afraid of putting him in a game. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I don't want him to, get emotionally, like, we're going to kill his confidence because we put him in a game. He'll probably play better than Carson for at least, probably not, the whole season. He'll probably have a good game. Maybe he'll have maybe one good game. I don't think he's a pure pocket passer. I don't think, we've only seen Hurts throw, 3 balls? But he's a second-round pick, man. You got to throw him in there. You got to. I'm not going to be like, I'm afraid to. I'm afraid to put Jalen Hurts in the game because emotionally I don't want him to. No. Throw him in. Throw him in. Seriously. Like, I'm not playing that. The Eagles are going to, he's going to be emotionally messed up. And, this offense is going to damage him as a player. And get the hell out of here with that. Dealing with that. Carson Wentz, 2 out of 20 season start stats. 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. Ay. God. News Remain says, should have never let Foles go either. What are they doing? Sir Willis, I know it'll never happen, but what if the Eagles got Alabama's head coach Nick Saban? I just said Foles garbage, still can't stay healthy. Alex's fly. I just said I don't want him back. Rockdar says, fire Doug ASAP. Dank says, should have never left Nick Foles. I didn't want to get rid of him in the first time with Chip Kelly. Optimus Prime, who's ready to be made Seattle's bitch tomorrow? I am. You're doing us a favor, bro. You might think you're not doing us a favor. You might be thinking you're saying something bad to the fan base, but you're really not. You're actually helping us out. Service to the Eagles, Kyle Aguilar, Gruden won't tolerate drop, so Nelson's producing. The Eagles are Kyling Wentz right now. Same thing. This is a business about production, not excuses. I dripped that. Unlike Aguilar on the news, was the knockout punch. Devin Baker, can the fan base move on from Foles? I'm willing to move on from Wentz. That's why I want Lawrence or Fields. Eagles Nation law firm says, no, John knows Nelson needs to come in spurts. Lucky Al says, briefly saw the Eagles practice live stream a few days ago. Absolutely no intensity anywhere for a 3-6 team. Edward Wright, play calling is horrible. If the fans know the play, the defense must know it. Yeah, it's that bad. Devin Baker says, not in general, but the full supporters of this fan base. It's bad, guys. It is bad. It is as bad as it could get right now. BH4 says Greg Ward for QB. Driving fire. I don't think DK Metcalf would be good in Philadelphia because we don't. I see. That's the thing. Like, we could have had this player, that player, this player. It does not matter who we have here. If we have an incompetent, egotistical coach that doesn't know how to design plays and have a one-page playbook, you're not going to be able to use any of these receivers, whether you drafted them or not. It does not matter. It does not matter. I don't know why people are making a huge deal about it, but it's not going to matter. Eagles and Trubisky is starting Sunday against Packers. I know Foles is hurt with the butt injury, but he was on his way to get benched anyway. He lost 4 games in a row. Stop with the Nick Foles delusions. He can only play with the Eagles, and that's pretty much it. Corey said, look at Brody comparison between DK Metcalf, J.J. Ortega-Whiteside, and tell me who would you choose? The Almighty. Walk it to him. MG Tell Freedom says Foles needs a great O-line and flourish due to his lack of mobility and the showering very clearly in Chicago this year. Eagles Nation says, who do you think should be out? Obviously, well, I'm picking Doug and Howie Roseman to be gone. Press Taylor gone before the quarterback does, honestly. Eagles fans on 10. The defense is the last couple of games doing better than the offense. Well, I'm not even worried about the defense, man. I'm really not. Like, defense, is what it is. Like, offensively, like, there is a lot more issues. Like, if our defense could not stop at any offense this year, like, if we didn't, like, stop them on a third down, like, ever this year, then, yeah, be a bigger problem. But this offense is the huge problem. Game Station, I think Sanders needs a new line, make defense respect, rub them through deep. Optimus Prime, I think most of the trades were Joe Douglas. Probably. Who knows at this point? Torvis said Doug and the coaches hardly ever call rub routes with legal picks to get wide receivers open fast. Most teams use a lot nowadays. The coaches don't scheme our receivers open, though. That's 100% right on that. Game Station, Wentz deep ball garbage. It has been. Optimus Prime, win division. What are we, the Cowboys? Nope. Optimus Prime, Josh McCown played his heart out. We need more guys like him. Marcus Graham said that's been consistent. Eagle make playoffs and lose first or second round last 2 years. King of Philly, we must play lights out this Monday night. If we give the Seahawks any momentum, it's over. Exactly. Sir Widow, what if Foles took over again? BA, look at all we know. We aren't so good. Play Alshon, get his trade value up, and then trade him for more value. I don't know what value we're going to get out of how we're going to get value out of Alshon when he's not open, or maybe if he is. Carson hasn't thrown a perfect ball to him yet, and really not a lot of plays are designed for him. I haven't really seen anything with him on there. Freedom says they would still stink. Devin Baker says our offense is a graveyard hospital. Changed my mind. Dank Brewer says that's really not true either. They have how many false starts, players not lining up right. They've done that as well. Defensive line as well, done the same thing. Malik Jackson, Derek Barnett, bad. A lot. De Niro Caesar said, you're a Carson hater. I have to say it. Oh, okay. Sure. Whatever you say, bro. Eagles Nation says, Jim Harbaugh. Idrip says, I'm going to have hope like Cowboys fans after beating the Vikings going into the Washington game, getting my hopes crushed, not stabbed 5 times. That's right. I miss John DeFilippo. I do too. Idrip says he's not a Carson hater. Wentz is playing bad. Thank you. Thank you for someone that has common sense, but, Eagle Nation's Howie just has to hire better. That's it. Howie just has to hire better? Yo, Doug is hiring his own coaching staff. Doug hires his quarterback coach. Doug elevates people with promotions and does all that. That's on Doug Peterson. Howie Roseman's in charge of his scout staff and everything else like that. Lurie's not a good owner. He's lazy. He's always waiting until this team looks completely pitiful. Once fans and media start giving better ideas on the head coach, that's when Lurie acts. Well, the thing is, though, it's just he has to wait. And the thing is, yeah, probably before that bye week, something could have got done before the bye week. But the issue is, it's like there's got to be a real reason to have these guys sink. I mean, you always want to give someone the shadow of a doubt. If they want to screw this team up, then let them screw it up and let them drown themselves and make them look. Because the thing is, you take them out too early, you fire someone too early, then there's always that, what if we didn't do this? What if we didn't fire somebody? You got to let someone sink. If someone says, oh, I want to be the OC, I want to call the plays, it's my offense, it's me. Jeffrey Lurie said, okay. So, Jeffrey Lurie is giving Doug Peterson the benefit of the doubt to do as much as he possibly can. But Jeffrey Lurie has to see with his own eyes that this guy is sinking this team totally. Just sinking it this year. Sometimes you need to see that, especially to make a decision. So, it is what it is. Philly fan D, Lurie walking out of practice was great. Changes are coming. Oh, 100% Philly fan. 100%. Sanders' future, not Wentz. I believe right now. John Tubbs said, are the Washington teams scary going forward? I think, if they could still pay that defensive line, if they have the, if they could still pay that defensive line and keep them intact with each other. I think if they find the right quarterback, I don't know if the quarterback they have now is really the right guy. Dwayne Haskins is going to be gone. I think, these other teams are definitely on the rise. I think the Giants are going to be on the rise. I think the Washington football team is going to be on the rise. I really hope this team is going to be the last place team in the NFC East every year. That's all I got to say. And there's still hope for this team to change things around. Jeffrey Lurie needs to put his foot down and start making those changes. If that's the case, we could turn this around. And, I'm not saying turn around for a Super Bowl trophy, but you could turn around to the point where you can get to the playoffs, you can have a good record, and you could actually save this team from what it's doing to itself right now. I think there's a huge chance for that. I'm not saying this team is going to be last place in the NFC East, for years to come, but I think they have a chance. They have a second chance to actually turn this around, make some changes, and do a little good. Let's see. Orchidea Batak says Holyfield's still in the active roster. Even if he was, I don't know if he is. If he even was, he's not going to play. They're not giving it. They don't use bruiser backs. Doug took over. No bruiser backs. You can tell it's a different offense. You don't even use a bruiser back anymore. He wants all these fast West Coast. He just wants a West Coast offense. He wants these fast, speedy. Jason Huntley. We've put him in a couple times. He has one first down for a few carries. I mean, it is what it is. It's not working out. Thanks to we motion a lot. Problem is we don't do anything with it. It's all window dressing. Yeah, that's true. Driver Fires, what do you think our top needs heading into this offseason? We need to get rid of some guys off this team. Obviously an OC, obviously a GM, new quarterback coach, and we got to work from there. Matthew Walsh says we need to fire Howie, and no ifs, ands, or buts. If they keep Howie around but not Doug, then his organization has major issues. With it being said, Doug should be fired too. Yeah, if they fire Doug and keep Howie, not going to be happy. Thanks to I'm not mistaken, Doug was an OC in KC when Alex Smith only threw to Travis Kelce. Can't feel we need to fire Press Taylor. Yes. Joseph Wagner, first game back, 15 receptions for probably, I don't doubt it. Or in Ephraim says, would you rather have a great OC or a great GM? A great GM. A great GM. You would want a great GM because that makes up your roster, your draft. That puts it all together. Like if you just have a good OC, doesn't mean that your players are going to be the right players for your offense. So a great GM is better than a great OC. Fire Doug be able to don't even that question. That question is just kind of. Like, you need both. Like, you really can't have one without the other, but I'd rather have a good GM to set this team up for a good future, yeah. For Doug to be able to run dumb-down calls, but assume the calls were one smart. Thanks to they need to just play the young guys. BH says, dude, Hakeem Butler's a beast. We need him to be our tight end 2 next season. Eagles Nations, Doug has no excuse this year. They gave him the offense before the season. He has to go hire Jim ASAP. Michael Travell is a bit off topic. What do you think about the Broncos game tomorrow? All QBs are ineligible, and they will be using a practice squad wide receiver who played QB at Wake Forest. I didn't even know that. That's scary. I don't really follow them too much. So, Jim Harbaugh, ASAP. Cameron Holmes says, how much are we paying Travis Fulgham? Like 400 something thousand. I don't know. It's not even like 500 grand. It's very, very little. Torville's the last linebacker we drafted the first round was Jerry Robinson in 1980. I don't see that changing. The Eagles doesn't want to play linebackers big money. I don't agree, but it's obvious. Game Station says Derek Stingley is the best corner, number one ranked corners as a sophomore, redshirt freshman, meaning first year. BH the Broncos QB on Sunday is running back Royce Freeman. Oh, God. That is crazy. Devin Baker says 35-7 Seahawks. I could see that. Audrey says 17. That's our lucky number. Jeff says to score 20, our defense will have to put up 7. The last 2 times we played the Seahawks, we have lost 17-9. I think we get 9 points again. The Seahawks double their total 34-9 Seahawks. Joseph says Eagles should have put the franchise tag on Carson Wentz. Dragonfly, the Eagles finished the season with 4 wins. No way. No way. I don't have them winning another game. $82. Howie would make a great custodian at the NovaCare complex. Rock'em Race, I don't care if we lose out the year. I think we're going to lose out the year, bro. I don't see anything else happening. I just don't see it. $82. Doug would be great greeter at Walmart. Surprises, yeah. Dragon said, I felt weird now. Nelson Aguilar is balling out for Raiders. I don't think it's weird at all because you know how this team is. Nelson Aguilar didn't play well. He played well here for 17 he played well. 18 he did okay, but it wasn't great. And then 19 he totally blew it. So, you know, he had a bad rookie year, obviously. And 2019 he just dropped too many wide open passes. Howie should be reassigned to the mailroom. In English, I wish the Eagles would win with this just because I hate the Seahawks and Metcalf trash talking. BH says Seahawks are the worst QB. Yeah, defense of the NFL. Wentz is still on Stidham. Yeah, Seahawks have, the last ranked pass defense in the league. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Jacksburg, trade Wentz right now and see what you could get for him. BH says exactly. You can't trade anybody right now anyway. So Franklin Kuhn says has Howie done any media recently? He's not going to do any media. Howie Roseman's not going to do any media until after the last game of the season. Eagles Chant Podcast. Jack's first. Why second? You can't. Karen Joey. Which film on James Eppie from BYU who's very talented? Yeah, I've already put a lot of names down. I think I have him on. I think I actually have him on my list. I get ahead with the draft a little bit and put some names down. I don't think Herbig was enough athleticism to start. He's not very good at pulling. Our screen game is terrible, and part of the reason is O-line is so banged up. It lacks athleticism right now. Harry Roseman in the front office cannot evaluate talent. Franklin Herbig is a good player. Sam says, I expect to score against Seattle's D. I'm not worried about keeping them contained. Slay should just shut DK down. It would be nice to have Davion Taylor to contain Wilson, but oh well. I wouldn't trust that right now. Be the worst time to throw him in a game, especially one like this. Yeah, probably not. Ordia Patak says, recently watched Super Bowl 52 highlights. Not going to I kind of cried a little. Yeah, I've rewatched it here and there. Howard Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie might be in love with each other. That's why he hasn't fired him. Rock'em Ray says, we need to learn from the Lions head coach and GM gone. I know I said that today. Optimus Prime, I'd like to have as many cross-trained guys as possible. Devin Baker, honestly, what needs to happen, Doug needs to be fired because he has no backbone. No one respects him, and because he can't draft properly. $82 we have. We could have paid Vitae with the Hargrave money. Yeah, probably. Or kept Malcolm Jenkins here as an Eagle for the rest of his career. BH4 says, who is the free agent linebackers in this offseason? I don't even know who's a free agent linebacker after this year. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Jeff says how he can't pick talent. It was supposed to be great with managing the cap. Well, that's 2 things he sucks at. Time to show him the door, pretty much. Sam Fleming, yeah, the ball has to be out within 4 seconds. Hero ball doesn't work in today's league. It does not. Alex, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I think they should bench Wentz for a game just so he can have time to think about what he's been doing. Oh, 100%. The guy needs to be held accountable, and keeping him in there is not going to be held accountable. They got it. They have to bench him. They have to. They have no choice. They can't go on like this. I have no faith in him playing a good game on Monday. None at all. Period. Nothing. Cameron Holmes to Jason Pierce, barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken. Jax Briggs, Giants and Washington are getting better every year. Eagles need to do better and get behind. Yeah, they're going to be behind soon if they don't fix it. I think they have a second chance in fixing a lot of things. They could save this team tremendously. How many of them don't have an OC or a power-hungry head coach or GM? Jeff Murphy says, so a lawyer with no football experience, kid, gouge talent, shocking. Dragonfire, Carson Wentz tries to be Superman instead of just checking it down or throwing the ball away. You ain't shit, Wentz. BH, the Lane Johnson injury is nasty. Yeah, it's pretty bad. BH, Carson Wentz is mentally finished. I agree 100%. You keep it real, Joey. Eagles chant, appreciate it, bro. Rob says we should be a run-first team. Jonathan Jalen can escape the pass rushes. Carson has lost a step after gaining weight. His escapability is making his offense less predictable. Lurie won't fire coaches during the season. The Eagles would have to lose out for Doug to get an axe. I think Press Taylor will get Cannon. Schwartz goes. Marty and Rich will be out. Mr. Cunningham, I feel like putting Hurts in, forcing Doug to coach differently. I think that would definitely help. Jack says the Eagles' offensive line can start for most teams. I think they could too. Damon Powell says, I would argue that Wentz wasn't good in 2018 or 19 either. He put up a nice seats, but last year we lost to the Lions, Falcons, Dolphins, and got blown out by the Vikes and Cowboys. Not good. Yeah, not good at all. Tony, a real coach will bench a player if he's playing bad and not making good decisions mentally. Rock'em Ray says, play better. Carson, you got me dying. 3 fumbles as a backup on limited plays. Y'all are bums blaming all on Wentz. It's not blaming. We're not blaming it all on Wentz at all, but I guess you haven't been listening the whole time. Figures. BH says Hurts has a first-round talent. He was in high. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he has Heisman. It doesn't matter who's a Heisman winner. Sam Bradford's a Heisman winner, and look how he was playing all those years. So, I don't know if Hurts is a playmaker. He plays well. Good wide receiver is better than what we're getting. I just want him thrown in there. I don't care. We just need Carson to be benched for a game and let him get it held accountable for his actions. Because you know what? When he starts his press conference, the last press conference he had after the game, and pretty much said, hey, he knows how the media is going to ask these questions, and he's starting to get annoyed, and I really don't care. It doesn't matter. So, all right, guys. Well, it is an hour 46. I'm going to probably get off. It's like 11:30 right now. So I'm going to get off. I figured to do this because a lot of people had questions, and I felt bad because a lot of people were asking questions. I did a premiere. Premiere is not a live stream. It's a live stream of a recorded video. That's what a premiere is. So some people don't know that. Some people are asking me questions, and it is what it is. So, yeah. So, other than that, guys, if you guys haven't hit the like button before you leave today. When you hit the like button, you're supporting this channel. Very much appreciate everybody, all of you guys being here to talk about this horrific team. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It is free. Okay, we go over the Eagles every single day. We always have fun doing it because obviously it's a joke now that we got to do this every day. And talk about the same thing. But hopefully changes will be made after Monday night. Hopefully a live stream tomorrow, the next day. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, probably early in the day before the game. Probably do that. Maybe have some collabs, do some different things. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button before you leave. Hit and the description as well for other times to do some other things on the channel. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later. Remember, I'm trying to get to the menu where I can see. Okay, I'm good now. All right, I'll see you guys later. Shake Squad up, fly, let's fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.